All right, I got some bad news and I got some worse news. Okay, the bad news is the Elegoo Centauri multicolor system. It ain't happening, and they basically admitted to it today. All right, this news was originally I saw the channel 3D Printer Mike released it, and he's got a great channel, lots of great weekly news coverage. Go check that out. I'll put a link down below to that. I'm also going to put a link to this printer. This is the printer we're talking about here, the Elegoo Centauri Carbon, on sale Black Friday for $280, because I still think it is just one of the best bang for the buck printers out there, and you should still buy one if it fits your needs, as long as those needs are not multicolor. And I'll put a link down below for this as well. So let's quick backstory on it. The Elegooed. It's what they do, all right? And this is why I'm not upset, because I said in my original video, now full disclosure, Elegoo did send me this printer. I reached out to them, said, hey, I heard you had a great printer. A bunch of my viewers said I should take a look at it. They're like, we'd be happy to send you one. All right, now if you're wondering why a small channel like mine gets sent free printers, like I get them from Bamboo Labs, I get them from Elegoo, Cheaty's sending me one, Creality's talking to me, I got all sorts of stuff, all right? FlashForge offered to send some stuff. Okay, why? Because, well, there's this little trick that I have. If you're a small channel, the way you get sent free stuff is you have a second channel that's a touch bigger. I know, that's an a-hole thing to say. It's true. So I did get it sent for free. All right. That's the honest truth. But I reached out to them because I was interested, because I heard good things. And none of those good things revolved around the fact that it's multicolor. In fact, when I did my video review, I said, buy it for the single color. You could hope that there's going to be multicolor. Good luck with that. But it's not going to happen. All right. So, and it's not. All right. So but I don't think, and we'll get back into why I don't think they really knew what was going on. But let's talk about the letter first, because that's what you really want to see. So here's the letter. Let me scroll up to the top, and I'm going to read this to you real quick. Dear suckers, thank you for your continued support of the Centauri Carbon since launch. We've received great feedback on its friendliness, printing speed, quality, and additionally the multicolor add-on that we lied about. Based on recent outrage, we hereby share with you the following updates. Since last year, our engineering team has failed to be able to find a way to get this thing to print multicolor. It sucks. And we guarantee it sucks. As such, we cannot guarantee its release date because there really isn't going to be one. We understand that this news is going to piss a bunch of you off and you're never going to buy our products again. So to express our appreciation and hopefully pay you off, we're going to give you one of these three benefits that you could choose from. And these have got to be some of the worst benefits that I've ever seen. All right. The first one is option A, a coupon for $50 valid for 3 months for filament orders on Elegoo's official store for purchases over $100. Option B, an extended 1-year warranty excluding consumable parts. And option C, an $80 coupon applicable towards your purchase of the Centauri Carbon 2 combo. There it is. They're admitting flat out, you're not going to get color on this. That's why they're giving you credit towards the Centauri Carbon 2 combo. Notice the combo in there? And we've talked about this, got leaked from China. They're coming out. It's basically going to be similar to the FlashForge system where you got the spools slapped to the side and it goes up through that big loopy kind of system. Not my favorite thing. I prefer the AMS style, but that's probably my own personal bias. You do you. If it's something you like, then great. I think it's probably going to be a decent printer. Who knows what the price is going to be? But they're basically telling you with that one, you're out of luck. And here's the deal. They're going to bump up the price by $80. And then after they've run through all of those coupons, then they'll have a sale. And then it will never go back up to that price. All right. Option A, the $50 coupon. Notice a coupon, it's not a gift card. Bamboo Labs, they've got this price adjustment policy. And if you buy something and they immediately drop the price, they have the option that they can offer you a price adjustment. I've had that happen twice on 4 different printers that I bought from them. So I've gotten back $400 and they give it to me as a gift card. I can spend it on anything at Bamboo Labs website. The reason you do it as a coupon is you can put coupon policies in place. Like the most common policy, you can't use 2 coupons on one item. So when you go to their web store and you think, hey, I'm going to wait for there to be a sale on filament, which by the way is the most marked up thing there is. So when you go to buy that filament, there's this. If you wait for the sale's going to have a coupon, and it's not going to let you enter two coupon codes. So you wait, you go to enter it, and you're out of luck. So that coupon code is only going to be valid on non-sale filament. That's my guess, and I've been right so far. All right, and then the second one, a 365-day warranty excluding consumables. Dude, the whole printer's a consumable. Other than the frame, what on here is not consumable? They're all moving parts. Everything about the print head's a consumable. The bearings are consumable. The belts are consumable. The fans are, everything is a consumable. All right, that is just, yeah. And who knows if the parts are going to be available if they go based on the way that Elegoo does stuff. As soon as the Centauri Carbon 2 comes out, Centauri Carbon 1 will be on back order. Yeah. And I'll explain that here in just a little bit. You can claim your benefit, and here's the part where it gets really good. You can claim your benefits by going to this page. We want your feedback. We're going to totally ignore it. So if you go to that page, you click on that link, it takes you here. All right, kindly submit the form below. What form? There's no form. We try to reload the page. There is still no form. Wow. This is supposed to be live as of the 10th. Today's the 12th. Wow. Oh, I mean, come on. I know there's a lot of people probably filling out the form right now, but there should be enough to take down your website, dude. Oh my gosh. It is. But you know what? As I said, why am I not more upset? Because Elegoo's going to Elegoo. I'm not going to be upset with a used car salesman who lies to me about the car was only driven to church on Sundays. He's a used car sales weasel. He's going to lie. I never believed him from the get-go. I am so cynical. I've gone around the corner to nirvana of not even caring anymore because I just expect them to lie. I don't expect them. It's a Chinese thing. It's a cultural thing. This isn't a racist kind of thing. I worked with Chinese companies quite a bit. I used to be a tech COO in Silicon Valley, and I've worked with China quite a bit. And in this job, I've worked with China for 10 years. China's going to China, all right? And part of their culture is if you get cheated, it was on you for believing them. That's legit. They have a word for it. I can't pronounce it. But the whole thing is that's the way they operate, and it's just kind of to be expected. You got to earn trust. Bamboo has earned trust. Prusa has earned trust. Creality, well, they've earned something, all right? And you can flame me and stuff, but Creality doesn't quite have the same level. I mean, they're not going to pull this kind of shenanigans, but for Elegoo, I'm not, and I don't hold it against Elegoo, because Elegoo, it's like, I had this one worker who worked for me, and I was doing some construction stuff, and he was a painter, and all I had him do was come in and cut in paint on trim. Rather than having to mask everything, this dude could come in, freehand, cut in paint like nobody's business. But you couldn't pay him until the job was done, or he'd disappear for a week because he'd be high on something, and you couldn't leave equipment out because he'd steal it. But as long as you knew that, and you could adjust for that, dude would do a rock solid job, quick as like, because he wanted that money so he could go get high. All right, you got to understand what you're dealing with. All right, and if you could do that, great. So Elegoo, before let me come back over here. Before this came out, they had this Centauri, just the Centauri, not the Centauri Carbon, and it was a huge hit. And then they came out with this, and the Centauri went on back order, and they promised, oh, it's going to be back. It's going to be back soon. It's going to be back soon because it was a lower price option. For those of you who didn't care about engineering level printing, you wanted that cheaper printer, right? It never came back. It didn't. This is how they do things. They do this kind of soft fade away kind of thing. Like, it'll be back, and they hope you forget. They just keep talking about the new thing. Eventually they're like, oh yeah, well, something happened and honestly with this, I think their supplier screwed them over. Because if you know the whole backstory, there was this issue where somebody hacked the board and they found out it was running Clipper, which is an open source software. Well, it's a hacked version of Clipper. And they're like, you're supposed to release this. And Elegoo basically played it down. But really what was going on is they were contacting the board supplier going, WTF guys, why does this thing have Clipper on it? You promised us it was your own thing and it was all proprietary and this whole 9 yards, and we believed you. So eventually they released what they could from it. And then a bunch of people looked at the hardware and were like, this thing does not have the chips to run a multicolor system. It doesn't have the horsepower for it. And I took a look at the board and I'm like, no, it doesn't. But if you look at it, when they switched from the Centauri to the Centauri Carbon, they added a port and wiring for that multicolor system. You don't spend the extra money for that. And it's great. You're like, oh, it's only pennies, blah, blah, and they're doing it to convince you. Dude, get a new tinfoil hat, all right? They don't spend the money on that if they thought that it wasn't going to happen. They probably spent hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to make this thing work, and their supplier lied to them because, let's face it, Elegoo is a resin printing color company. They probably outsourced this whole thing. There was probably some company came up to them and like, hey, we've got all these parts and we can build this for you for like $150. You can sell it for $300, make a huge profit. And Elegoo's like, bet, let's do that. All right. So this is, yes, I have kids. That's how I know the slang. And yeah, I don't think they knew what they were getting into. I think they got huckstered just along with the rest of us. All right. Again, though, at the end of the day, do I trust Elegoo to put out a decent printer? For the money, yeah, they put out decent printers. Do I expect them to come out with all the bells and whistles they say down the road? No. Would it be nice if it did? Yeah, but I'm not going to put that into my buying decision. Right now, I run this as my print hand, or I say my ranch hand on my 3D print ranch. I've got a bunch of production printers, and then I've got the Elegoo. And the Elegoo prints all the stuff that supports my print ranch, all right? It prints poop chutes for new printers. It prints tools for the printers. It prints spool holders and dry boxes and all sorts of stuff. I just printed this using, what is this? It's not PCTG. This is a great little box, all right? In toolbox, was it cobalt blue, if you would. And great. This is just an open model off of Maker World, and I converted it over and printed it in a tricky little resin. It's not an engineering grade, but come on, that's a pretty decent print, right? That looks great. I have actually a whole bunch of these in different. I have it in a DeWalt color, a Ryobi color, cobalt color, and it's about to do Makita, and we'll have a whole video on that coming up. Do I recommend Centauri Carbon going forward? Yes, with the knowledge in hand that you're dealing with Elegoo. And if you can cope with that and you buy it just for what it is, it's a solid printer. Don't buy it for hopes and dreams. Don't buy any printer for hopes and dreams. All right, folks? That's the lesson of the day. If you like what we do here, go ahead and chomp the old like button, smash that subscribe, ring the bell on the way out. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.